What's up, guys? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. I will be going into Curse City and showcasing my team that I used to beat Sand Devil Stage 9. Al-Name the Sand Devil here. And here's the team right here. We've got Errol, we've got Venomage, we've got Deacon, we've got Python, and we've got Ugo. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you the video. I recorded a video on it, and then I had to go halfway through because I don't know what happened with the corrupted file, but the video only recorded and captured a portion of it. And so I basically am starting to fight the Sand Devil when you watch halfway through. So hopefully you guys like it. Definitely leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope this helps you out if you're facing or stuck on stage 9 of Sand Devil. All right, so I was starting to record, and essentially yeah, we didn't record anything at all. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So this is where you're going to catch me taking care of Al-Name, the Sand Devil dude. And this is for the hard Curse City. But yeah, so basically how I'm beating this as a free-to-play player, of course you have to have specific champs, but I have 3 epics, I have Python as a fusion, and I have my boy here, which is what's his name again? I forget his name, but yeah, we have this guy right here. I'll probably go over it in the beginning of this video because it's going to be edited anyway. So yeah, anyways, let's do this. I'm basically just slowly but surely beating this guy. It'll probably take me about 20 minutes or less, which is a good amount of time. You can also cheese the boss with like a Bushi, and you have to have like crazy stats on him, and I don't want to re-gear my Bushi to do that, so yeah, let's just keep going. Basically what I'm doing is I'm speeding up with my boy right here in Deacon Armstrong, and then with her, Venomage, she's placing the heal reduction, she's placing poisons when the boss is asleep, and then my big damage is really coming from this guy right here. So yeah, let's just show you how it works out. Basically, I'm just holding off on abilities. I do have my Ugo in a Relentless set, which is extremely helpful since I already use her in Hydra. She's really good Relentless for Hydra. And then Deacon's just A1ing, waiting to get back around to the speed ability. Always use the speed ability, basically. And then I'm putting the block debuffs with the Python so that we don't get the decreased speed or decreased accuracy on ourselves. And then we just keep A1ing until the boss does the big slam. And essentially, you have to have around like 85,000 HP on your Python with regen so that he doesn't lose too much max HP. And Python basically never dies against this boss because of affinity. Since he's red affinity, he gets weak hits and normal hits, and he never ends up hitting a critical hit on Python. So for this, you could also consider utilizing the Ugo's Brew. Better to use it during the time that he's sleeping because you restore max HP. Now I do have my Ugo in the healing mastery or the healing blessing, which I'll go over either in the beginning or the end of the video. But yeah, that's the blessing I use. It helps restore max HP even when the boss is awake, but it restores more max HP when the boss is asleep. So that's when I use it. And then of course I do the decreased defense to do more damage with this guy right here. So yeah, let's keep going here. And just A1, just going to keep A1ing, keep up the block debuffs. Again, he keeps on decreasing our max HP. We want to continue to speed up. Keep hitting the A1. I don't need to use the heal yet because I didn't lose enough max HP or max HP. So let's just keep A1ing. And you're going to see the boss is going to use the big ability soon. And this has to be on manual because the boss just does, like your champions don't do the right moves at the right time. And then it syncs up incorrectly after a while. So there's no like specific speed tune, I guess I would say. But you do have to have decent speeds and decent HP, defense, and stats on your champions. But as long as Python's alive, you can revive everybody when Al-Name goes to sleep and then go from there. So we're just going to A1. He should take a turn now. Kills everybody. There's the weak hit, 53,000. And then we just do a revive. Ugo takes a turn. So Ugo should be the second fastest, in my opinion. So that way your Deacon, because he does the decreased speed, when you decrease the turn meter on Al-Name, you actually lose more max HP, which is this little red bar right here. It's really small, but you can see the red bar here. So what I'm going to do now is heal, and then fully heals all the max HP that was destroyed on my champions. And then with him, I'm just going to go ahead and A1. Okay. You also have to be mindful of War Master, because War Master counts as an additional proc on the sleep counter. The more War Master procs you get, he's going to wake up faster, basically. And you don't want that. So we place the heal reduction, we place a poison, and then we try to place decreased defense. We didn't land it, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and heal some more. Place the decreased defense now, and then get one big hit here. Boom, 68,000. So not terrible. More debuffs you do on Elname, the better. So whenever, that's why I have Venom Mage here, because she can place up to 3 debuffs, and then you can get 2 debuffs with the Ugo. Technically, I should have done the decreased defense and the block buffs first, but it is what it is. I can now land decreased attack as well, but I'm just going to try to blow up the poisons. So you can see a little bit of damage coming from poisons as well. So that's why she's so good. And you kind of just keep doing this the entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this entire thing. I'm going to shut off my camera. You guys can watch the rest of the battle, and then I'll take you back in and we'll go from there. All right, so there you have it. We're back. We've got Deacon with 409,000 damage. Errol with 1.1 million. I forgot his name, but Errol 1.1 million damage. Python 76,000, but his main role is to survive, revive, and heal. Venom Mage 425,000, and then Ugo with 411,000. So the War Master actually does help. The issue is you just got to be careful with the sleep counter. So you can put War Master, it's not the end of the world. You just got to be careful with the sleep counter. So what do we get? HP Sylvan Watcher. This is a supersonic. Yeah, supersonic. We've got defense, accuracy, resistance is really nice. We'll keep that, of course. HP, speed, HP for Ogren. Dang, okay. Attack with no attack. Better for supports, to be honest. Attack. This one's okay. I can reroll it at some point. Crit damage, high elves. I mean, we'll see what we can do with that in the future. Skinwalkers, accuracy. This one's kind of trash. It's only 5-star as well. But hey, we got past this stage, which is S9. So S9 stage, there you go. I put Deacon in the lead. It is a +2 Ugo, but of course, you don't need a +2. You just need the stats. And then Pythion's the main one that you want to survive the most. You just want Ugo to be fast, have some good HP, some survivability, preferably in Relentless. And then, because you want to get back around to that Ugo's Brew as much as possible and have her in a specific blessing. So Venom Age, again, we'll go over the stats right now. So with Python, we've got a regen set. Just needs to be regen. The bottom accessories doesn't matter. You don't necessarily need high res, but having high res is helpful. So you want to have about over 430, 440 resistance. I think I was resisting him with my Python the entire time because of the weak hits mainly. And then with the regen set, we're looking at 89,000 HP. So you're looking for over 80,000 HP. To be really safe, 85,000. But if you can get over 80,000, I'm pretty sure you can do it too. 3,900 on the defense. So you want to aim for over 3,500 defense if you can help it. 275 speed, 439 resistance. But I don't think the resistance really matters that much because you can cleanse off the decreased speed. And you can place block debuffs, of course. So you want to try to have him max, though, to get the heal or the revive back and the block debuffs up as quickly as possible. I have him in Life Harvest, but that's not really going to help him here. And then you could also put him in the lead for resistance if you needed it, but I would prefer to do speed. I went with resistance, but these are for arena. So there's the Python. And my arrows in arena build, just damage, just all out damage. He doesn't need to be these stats, obviously. He's just easier to build because he has a special abilities where he has an extra 30% chance to inflict a critical on all of his hits, which is really nice. And then this one is nice. If he kills somebody, he grants an extra turn, but he's hard nerfed because of UDK. And then Stone Skin as well is difficult. Plus, you have to build him with accuracy for arena, so he can be difficult to use. And he definitely needs the books to be optimized to his maximum potential. But the Soul Reap was nice at the end. Nice little touch there at the end with the 4% target threshold. Of course, if you get him to 20% target threshold, then he'll do the Soul Reap at 20% of the Sand Devil too, if you happen to have Errol. If you don't have Errol, you could use a Bushi. Or you could use another support champion to come in, like a Broadmaw. It's just going to take you longer because you're not doing as much damage. You could even bring in a Phoenix. Again, he's weak affinity because it's a magic affinity Sand Devil. I brought in Errol because he's red affinity. He is a force affinity. You could also bring in a Ramantu with damage. But of course, you got to be careful because of the sleep counter. If you place too many debuffs right away, then your other champions won't be able to do damage to the boss. So preferably you want single target damage dealers, right? You could also bring in Talia, but again, she's a triple hitter, so the sleep counter goes away faster. Yeah, so just be careful, mindful of that. You could also bring in an Anchorite. He does help fully heal and put increased crit rate and crit damage on all your allies, which is nice, by 30%. And he can remove a random debuff from all allies and increase the duration of all buffs you have, which is really cool too. You could bring in a Shatter Bones if you wanted to. I just would not use this ability, the triple hit, or else he's going to lose a lot of max HP. You could also do the decreased speed on all enemies and fill the turn meter of all allies. This is also a really good champion. You can also put, increased accuracy in arena only, but he could do some damage because he puts an increased attack on all allies for one turn if it's critical. So he could be your damage dealer in place of Errol if you wanted because of the positive affinity. So he'll probably do more damage more often than not as compared to like a Phoenix, but Phoenix does do a double hit. So he is really strong in general if you have debuffs on the boss because he's going to be sleeping. So you're always going to get a double hit with Phoenix. So Phoenix might actually be even better now that I think about it than Errol. but you have to prey on the consistent crit hits. So Phoenix actually might be the best one here in terms of damage output when the boss is sleeping. But again, you can also weak hit, so you got to be careful. It's just that Errol has the strongest A1 for an epic in the game, I believe. So extremely powerful there. But just some options. Obviously, Supreme Aethel sucks, just in general. But you could use Supreme Aethel with her A1 ability. She can also put a bunch of buffs on herself, increase her damage, and then do the A1 on the boss to do some damage. Also do the attack here, but if she only ignores all this stuff if there's freeze on the boss, but there's no free bosses can't be frozen. So yeah, I wouldn't really use her unless that's like your only damage dealer, but likely you have others. Then you could also use Abyss. I just don't have her leveled out. This is really old, crappy gear on her. I even have 4-star gear on her. She's been in my vault forever, and I pulled her a long time ago. I just never used her. So she could actually do a decreased defense. She could do big damage to this boss, potentially. She might even be potentially as strong as like a Phoenix, but maybe stronger, or maybe stronger than Errol, potentially. You could bring in a Lady Atessa to do an ally attack, but again, it could speed up the run, but it's also going to make the boss wake up faster, which means he's going to do more damage and decrease your enemy max HP faster. So you just got to be careful with how much max HP you're losing, especially on Pythion, because if Pythion loses too much max HP and the boss gets around to this big hitting ability, then your Pythion's going to die, and then the run is over. So that's what I would recommend. If you can't get Pythion in there for extremely high HP regen, then I would recommend throwing in another Reviver. And the only other person that you can bring in is a Broadmaw, but you got to be careful because with Broadmaw, the boss can critical hit on. So you could end up just straight up losing unless you have like 100,000 HP. So you got to be super careful with the Broadmaw. I would definitely, you'd want them probably to be like a +2, +3, +4, unless you have crazy gear if you don't have Pythion. Or you're going to have to do the cheese strat with Bushi, which is like 260 plus speed or 270 speed. And then it takes like 30, 40, 50 minutes to do. So just be mindful of that as well. I have seen a cheese strat. I think it was from Hell Hades who did that. So yeah, that's my team. Let me actually go over the rest of them. So Errol, who else was there? Let me go to recently used. Errol, here's my Ugo in Relentless and also in Immortal to help her heal up on her own, to restore max HP on her own, 84,000 HP, 4,500 on the defense, 265 speed. You don't need these stats. You know, you can get it around 250 speed is fine, 255 speed. Get her to around 70k HP, around 3,500 defense. That's fine. Accuracy, you want her to be around 300 plus if you can help it, because you need at least 300 accuracy to land her debuffs on this boss. She is fully booked. Miracle Heal, that's the name of the blessing that you want to utilize to restore max HP. And then for masteries, I went with War Master on her for a generic PvE build, especially for Hydra. For Venom Mage, you're just looking for, you don't care about damage on her unless you want to go damage. I built her for Cursed City for Amius, so I built her tanky. I do have a 5-star awakening on her, but you don't need this on her. You just need some stats. So if you can get around 50 to 60k HP, around 3,000 defense, and around 205 to 220 speed, and 320 accuracy, you're good, okay? Keep in mind, you could also get area bonuses from Cursed City. So because I have area bonuses very high, it's a lot easier for me. But you don't need the area bonuses. You really don't. They're just going to be beneficial, especially for accuracy thresholds and speed and stuff. So it is important to note that. I know I didn't say that yet, but yes, area bonuses are very impactful as well, but you should be farming live arena, right? So I don't have much masteries on her. I would recommend going down this tree just to get the additional accuracy, or going down this tree to get additional like resistance or something, but preferably I'd probably go for accuracy on her because you do need accuracy. And then I would rebuild her to try to go more of a damage route with about 400 to 450 accuracy for the Cursed City boss, Amius, as well as progression for dungeons, as well as faction wars, as well as the Doom Tower for the Lizardmen secret room. And then lastly, but not least, is Deacon Armstrong. So he's a 5-star awakening as well. Again, you don't need him to be awakened that high. He is in my clan boss team, So he has to have a specific speed for clan boss. That's why he's so slow. But of course, he also doesn't have high enough accuracy. He can land the decreased defense from time and time again, like he did. But honestly, with the weak hits, he's not going to land it. And then I'm not depending on him. I'm depending on my Ugo to land decreased defense and block debuffs or block buffs. He has 60,000 HP. Obviously, if we go to Curse City, he's going to have more speed, so 205, and then more damage. So he does hit some decent damage, but he is in my clan boss team mainly. So I do have a second Deacon. He's just rank 5, level 50, and I haven't built him yet. So let's go to no area. But you probably want around 50,000 HP, around 3,000 defense if you can get that, or maybe 2,500's fine, 2,000's fine. If he dies, you just revive him again. And then try to heal him when the boss is asleep. So there you go. Skills fully booked, cruelty on him, which is helpful for the boss, and then a War Master on him. So there you are. That's the team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Good luck against Stage 9 during this rotation. I think this is the 11th rotation they've had now of Curse City. Good luck against the Sand Devil boss. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Be happy to help, and I'll see you on a video soon. Take care.